Okay. About to take this motherfucking podcast away. So, I went to this place today, and I came up because I found $10. But I lifted there, and then toward the end of the night, my card got fucking declined. Now, I remember definitely going to the motherfucking bank and putting some motherfucking money in the fucking account. So, nigga, what the fuck happened? So I used that $10 to get home. I asked the bartender, can she give me a lift? So my Monday started out pretty interesting, actually. My Monday started out pretty motherfucking interesting. You know, they say you can't really find love in the club like that. Maybe a couple one-night stands. I don't know. I haven't met anybody who's met somebody at a club and been like a super long-ass relationship. Mine, anything over a month. So, let's go 6 months. But I haven't met anybody like that. Anyway, but I was thinking, maybe some people, people, I feel like a lot of people want to get married one day. But even some of those people looking around, like, no matter how great of a person you are, or no matter how bad of a person you are, there's probably somebody out there for you, right? But are you actually meant to be married, though? Like, are some people, I feel like, now thinking of it, like, aren't meant to be married. Or just, they need to just, like, wait the fuck up. Like, wait up. Maybe that their true person is on the other side of, like, the planet or something like that. But maybe some people legit aren't just meant to be married. Like, and I don't know how you swallow that pill, but maybe some people just legit aren't meant to be married. I look at myself first, and I don't know. But I look at this, I say this because I look at this one chick that I used to talk to, and I'd be like, man, I just think, I'd be like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I know I'm bad, but she was like a black hole. Yo, she was like a black fucking hole. Oh, man. I wonder if she meant to be married. Like, I really think about that. Like, I'm not trying to marry this chick. Ever. Or even see her again. So. But I do think about it. I'm like, I wonder if she's actually meant to be married. Society, I don't think America as a society accepts the fact that some men just want to fuck and have kids and just be left the fuck alone. Because that's honestly human behavior. I mean, that's animalistic behavior. Dude, we are the same as animals, so we share some of their likeness. And, so maybe some men or women aren't meant to be taking care of kids. Maybe they're just meant to fuck and have kids. Or maybe not. Some people shouldn't be having kids. I was just thinking that shit. Yeah, I was just thinking that shit. Like, are you meant to be married? Are you meant to have kids? Are you meant to do only one? Are you not meant for those? Are you not meant for those? But there's only one way to really find out about shit like that. So proceed with that cautiously. But that's just knowing yourself. But sometimes you only know yourself after certain experiences. Like, how many parents really put on a front that, like I know parents have told me not to have kids, but how many of them just go, if I could just take it all the fuck back. I met this one lady, and she was like, yeah, I used to do kickboxing and shit like that. And I was like, why'd you stop? She said, I had kids. I was like, oh, that is awful. I was just thinking that was awful. In my head, I was like, you could have aborted the kid or something like that, you know. I was at work, so I couldn't say that. Couldn't say that at work without expecting what, you know. But say whatever you want. Like, say whatever you want. People are gonna judge you anyway. And on top of that, ain't nobody no motherfucking saint. There's very few saints in the world. There's very few saints in the world. So, if any, just because the Pope is a motherfucking Catholic fucking saint Pope nigga at the highest order, or just because, yeah, it doesn't mean he's truly a holy person or a truly saint. There's very few saints in the world, so say and do whatever you want as long as you ain't hurting no fucking body. Ain't nobody no motherfucking saint, yo. Not your mom, not your dad, not your mom. Now, in your eyes, they can be, but just know, just because you got in trouble at school, don't mean your parents didn't get in trouble at work that one day. They just don't tell you. They just don't tell you. I just find it kind of hard that they only talk about your mistakes, but they very rarely, well, you know, like parents say, yeah, they make mistakes, but do they really go into great detail about their mistakes, or do they just go, oh yeah, I made mistakes, you know? But just because you're an adult doesn't give you authority over somebody younger than you. Like, I've heard the term when an adult is talking or telling you something, you need to listen because you're younger. No, the fuck you don't. And it's not a defiance of authority or of respect. It's exercising your freedom. It's simply exercising, like adults claim, like false authority over kids. Unless you're an actual authority figure, adults older than people 18, you can't tell them what to do and then expect them to do what you say, and then you go, oh, well, they have no respect for authority. No, they're exercising their freedom. Even if you're like now if a teacher comes up to you and you're in school or something, you gotta do what the teacher says. And she's gonna get in trouble. But that's another story. But if you're on the fucking street and an adult is trying to tell you to do some shit, you don't have to fucking listen to them. I remember I was standing on my mailbox one time when I was younger. No, first it was my neighbor who was standing on my mailbox. And the neighbor across the street, who was black, was like, get down. I'm telling you to get down. And my neighbor was just looking at her like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? I mean, eventually he did. But I was like, and then I stood on it one time. And then she was like, get down. I was like, she can't tell me what the fuck to do. She can't tell me. But then my mom got phony one day. I stood on it. She was like, yo, well, you should get down. Oh, how you going? What the fuck? Whatever. But I'm just saying, I didn't have to listen to that lady. Because, what the fuck? Just because she tells me what to do doesn't mean I have to listen to it. And just because, I'm just saying. But it's too late to be 10 now. Oh, interesting fact. Interesting fact. Interesting fact. I think. Hold on. Paz means peace in Spanish. P-A-Z. Paz means peace in Spanish. I thought that was awesome because whose name Paz on power? Peace. 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 That's awesome. 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 I actually have been catching up. I've learned, okay, working on my Spanish. Actually, look, okay, so all those numbers that I got, a chick met me yesterday. Not gonna lie. She met me Saturday. I'm sorry. She met me Saturday. And honestly, she was Russian. And I was like, okay, cool. And then she started telling me all this stuff. And I was like, she might be a Russian spy. Because she started talking, like, she started saying, like, she was in the, like, she studied language. And she had been different places all over the world. And I was like, I asked her, I said, are you a Russian spy? And she was like, no, would I tell you? No, first she said yes. That was the crazy thing. She said yes. And then she goes, would I tell you? And I said, yeah, you just did. First, I said, are you a Russian spy? She was like, yes. I went, what the fuck? And then she goes, no, would I tell you if I was a Russian spy? I was like, you just did. You just did. And then she started saying, oh, yeah, I study language and language. And I forgot. She said, yeah, I've been these different places and stuff like that. And I was like, what the fuck? She might be a fucking Russian spy. And I was like, are you part of the KGBT or KGB? And she was like, oh, that doesn't exist. I was like, that's what the fuck you would say. I was half serious. But I did enjoy the combo with her, even though I should have asked for head. I'm not even gonna lie. I need to stop. So what? We're on the sidewalk. And you got your little dog. It's all about the statement that I'm trying to make. So, this is an interesting fact. I don't know. So, my life be like, ooh, ooh. Okay, so that song was in 2002. That's by a Christian group called Grits. I was very well aware of this song in the 9th grade. I was bumping that song actually in the 9th grade. I was bumping that song in the 9th grade. Now, here's where it gets interesting. So Tokyo Drift plays that song. Tokyo Drift plays that song. Right? They got the scent. My life be like, ooh. But the whole song, I don't know. I don't remember hearing. It's like they edit out the Lord, leaving breadcrumbs for when I stray. Some sacrificing price you paid, living like fingertip. Sometimes I fall, I trip. Okay, so, but they didn't play. I was like, man, I said, so Grits is getting secular money. That's all I was saying. And they took out the God in that song. Grits sold out. Grits got that royalty money from fucking Fast and the Furious. But hey, you do what you gotta do. I ain't knocking, but I can't even say that's sold out. I'm sorry, but this has got to go on the same. I can't edit this all out. So, but yeah, I don't know if that's selling out. But I thought that was really interesting because they got paid for that. They got paid off of that song. Can't use people's music without telling them. And can't use people's music and get paid for their music. You know what the fuck I'm saying? Copyright shit. So, mushrooms have been decriminalized in Massachusetts. This is a step toward decriminalization. Like I said, I don't think they would have allowed Kanye West to be president, not because he was a rapper, but because he was going to probably do shit for the people, maybe. I don't know if Congress, the Senate let him, and the House, you know what I'm saying, Congress, Senate, if they were to let him. You know what I'm saying? But drugs would have been legal through Kim Kardashian. And what's it called? Because, and all the black people would be free, and the world wasn't ready for that. Like they said, there's no evidence of widespread voter fraud. You see how they play the words widespread voter fraud, but there is a little bit. They didn't say there's no evidence of voter fraud. They said there's no evidence of widespread voter fraud. It's all in the wording. It's all in the wording. There's no evidence of widespread voter fraud. Widespread voter fraud. Interesting, right? I need to figure what happened to that fucking money. Because I was supposed to be home. That $10 was supposed to be fucking mine. And I fucking Ubered there. I lifted there. Maybe she did that on purpose. Maybe she was... Oh, because I did... Wasn't that the lady I gave some shit the other day? Or yesterday? Yeah, I gave her some shit. She was like, stand right here in this line, right on this spot for, the COVID spot. But there was nobody else to fuck around. And I was like, no, I'm standing. And so I stood kind of in the line. But she was like, can you stand right there? And I was like, is that the same lady? But even still, man, I need to go check. I need to call these people, yo. That shit tripping me out. Because I put money in there specifically just to get home and back. I mean, just to get there and back. And then when I checked that, your card's declined. What the fuck? What the fuck just happened here? And then I took a L. I did take another L. So I had the blunt burning, and I put it up. I thought I put it out. Yeah, I thought I put it out. See what I said? I put it up. But I didn't put it out. And the whole blunt was gone. You know that fine, long ash? And I was like, what? I smell weed. No, there's a difference between smoked weed, burning weed, and motherfucking, what's that called? Roach weed. When you open up a roach, when you open up a roach, it all has a different kind of odor to it. And I was like, why is weed burning right now, nigga? Looked up, man, that shit was gone. Oh, man. Man, what the fuck? I was also thinking that Kat Dennings and that girl from The Whackness are the same people. Like, I've always, man, Natalie Portman, and who's that other girl from Pirates of the Caribbean? That bitch. They look the fucking same. Never seen them in the same room. I kind of do think that Hollywood, they be playing different people, bro. Like, I don't know, but niggas be looking alike. Like, nobody's pointing the fact out that Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa look alike. Or Wiz Khalifa, no, Snoop Dogg looked like Wiz Khalifa when he was younger. What the fuck? Clones, DNA test. Saw that Max Holloway fight. I wasn't too interested, not just because, not to, but I be feeling like the UFC be, how do I put this? Okay, I'm gonna stop there. But like the Conor McGregor Dustin Poirier fight, maybe. But I'm really interested in this March 6th event coming up. Hopefully I'll watch it on fucking mute so I don't have to hear nobody fucking talk. Like, I really thought it was fucking stupid, like, when Daniel Cormier got an interview during the Khabib fight. It was like, let's have a sit down we're sitting down with Daniel Cormier. Now, you trained with Khabib. What do you think he's thinking about? Why the fuck are we talking to you, Daniel? It's not about you. Buddy. It's not about you right now, buddy. not like commentary. They be saying some dumb shit. She comes from a long line of fighters. Oh God. God, shut up. And my thing is you wouldn't go to a movie and listen and pay to hear somebody talk. Like, you'd be fucking mad. I think the UFC is wasting fucking money on commentators. You paying people to fucking talk. You know who can talk during an event like that? Everybody. Because you know what? Everybody's talking. And yet they're paying them thousands of dollars. They pay the commentators more than they pay the UFC fighters, which is fucking crazy. Joe Rogan makes more than the fucking UFC fighters. And it's fucking crazy. And then he talked Brendan Schaub out of a fucking UFC career. Brendan Schaub was all insecure and shit. Brendan Schaub should have said, well, why don't you fucking get in the fucking ring? You're sitting there, I don't see fluid boxing. What did he say? Joe Rogan was like, yeah, I don't really see fluid boxing and all of this, that, and the other, and I think you're gonna get hurt and this, that, and the other. And Brendan Schaub was like, basically crying and shit. But Joe, he should have said, man, you didn't get into the UFC. Joe Rogan can still get into the not get into the UFC. He can still go do some fight MMA somewhere. But he talks, brain damage, this, that, and the other. Brendan Schaub should have said, he be always agreeing with that nigga too. He be afraid to disagree with that nigga and shit like that. That nigga be like, it's just totally, 100%. Oh, no, 100%. Always agreeing with that nigga. He's just yes man and shit. He's afraid he's gonna get disliked. That nigga got talked out of. That nigga Brendan Schaub lost to a number 2 motherfucker. That number 2 motherfucker is doing fake wrestling right now, bro. It's okay to lose to a number 2 motherfucker. It's okay to lose somebody better than you. Obviously, it's the UFC. It's not okay to lose somebody who's lower ranked than you. I mean, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how that plays out, but nigga, and then he was talking all down to him. He was like, well, you fought this person past their prime. You fought that person past their prime. You know what I'm saying? He lost to a number 2 guy. That's okay to me. So these people on Call of Duty Warzone were using aim bots and shit. Just like that one dude who was using, what was it? Aimbot on Fortnite. What? I just thought that was interesting. So, back to the shrooms. They say shrooms might be the cure to obesity. You know? PTSD, a lot of shit. Oh, fuck. Lenny Kravitz has a song I just stumbled upon called Work Like the Devil for My Way. Work Like the Devil. Now, if anything you know about that, what I was taught, that the devil lies, cheats, steals, and does everything opposite of what Christ does. So, Lenny.